came from God, from nature.
Like so many works of art, the profound effect of the Miami Beach Holocaust Memorial on the visitor can belie the subtleties and the complexities of its workings. What first strikes you is the serenity of the space, a reflecting pool, water lilies, palm trees, Eurindia, the radiant Jerusalem stone. The effect is calming and reflective, perhaps not what one might expect from a memorial involving such horror, but that is precisely the point.
When I started conceiving the war, I thought it was essential that I honor the people that died and not let the Nazis design the Holocaust memorial. Many artists depict the Holocaust in its horror, in concrete, barbed wire, and the ghastly images only. When I started to think about it, I realized that these were beautiful people in a beautiful civilization. And the memorial, therefore, should be beautiful. It's in their honor.
And so Twister created an environmental garden, one that allows the visitor to stop, admire the beauty and reflect. The design strongly affects the visitor as he journeys through its spaces that lead through a carefully constructed physical and emotional odyssey.
In order to really involve someone, number one, I have to make them forget about their everyday life. So I try to isolate the person as he walks through with walls, with screens of trees, with depressed patios or courtyards, so that I took away the surrounding neighborhood, destroyed it. I wanted someone in the 2.5 acres to get involved in 1939, 1940, 1941 Europe. And so I made a series of paths, and each path leads them to the next stage.
You are first led to this pathway by an initial sculpture. It is of a mother and her 2 children. The children cling to her in fear. The mother gathers them to her to protect them from the gathering menace, while behind them I inscribe Anne Frank's now famous words. That in spite of everything, I still believe that people are really good at heart. It is a reminder of the ironic ambivalence felt by the European Jewry as Nazism began to slowly grow and take hold of Europe. From here the path leads you to a bougainvillea-covered trellis, where you are led through the history of the Holocaust. And it is here that the emotional journey begins. Inside the colonnade, you find a procession of text and photographs compiled by Holocaust historian Dr. Helen Fagin that impart the horrible magnitude of the Holocaust's toll. This section is important because the photographs and text not only start to pull you into the past, but for the younger generation and the generations yet to come, they serve as an education and testimony to the horrors that took place. This then adds another element to the spell that is being woven. As you make your way down the processional, music imperceptibly begins to work its way into your awareness. It is the sound of children singing, sweetly, hauntingly, and without you realizing it, has become an emotionally charged soundtrack. And as you work your way down the procession through the history, you descend deeper into the terror, and steadily your intellect gives way to a state of raw emotion. Finally, as you reach the end of this path, you are at last aware that the children's voices have been emanating from somewhere beyond. And you are up a short path where you find an alcove guarded by an eternal flame. You enter a domed space with a stained glass Star of David overhead, projecting its image onto the Jerusalem stone. It is a place to stop and reflect. But here, down a seemingly endless tunnel, your attention is captured by the image of a small child reaching out, terrified, crying for help. Even here, Twister has subtly heightened the effect by designing the tunnel with a narrowing forced perspective that both exaggerates the feeling of distance from the child while drawing your eye directly to her. You cannot help but yearn to go to her, and as you do, you are pulled further into this emotional vortex. You enter the inner sanctum. The giant bronze column erupts from the ground with an outstretched hand, bearing the tormented figures, victims trying to escape. Through acts of love, each struggles to help the other through the hell of the Holocaust. Stories that need no words to portray them, emotions that no words can ever describe. Of Twister's creation is that the voices of those 6 million are not muted by their number, but instead resonate in an overwhelming chorus of emotion and tragedy. Yet all the while affirming their undeniable dignity. When at last you feel you are able to leave these souls, there is nothing to do but exit the way you came in, leaving the bleeding child behind and out through the silent tunnel. Along the way, the names of the Nazi concentration camps have been carved into the stone walls. While thin slits allow fleeting glimpses from the outside world, perhaps not unlike the slanted view from the cattle cars through which the doomed viewed their rapidly receding world. Another colonnade leads you out. Again, walled in black marble, but this time the wall carries the names of the victims, people, families, entire villages. All of them friends or relatives of Holocaust survivors who have visited the memorial.